I'm gonna give these things a chop-a-roo because, I don't wanna eat this way. Welcome everybody to Smelly's Kitchen, the hot dog episode. We're talking about wieners.
Ask me about my wiener.
So here we got my favorite. These are Piedmontese hot dogs. The thing that makes these different is that they're pretty damn lean. A lot of times a hot dog will have like 20 grams of fat and only 10 grams of protein. This is flippy flopped the opposite direction. There's 20 grams of protein and only about 10 grams of fat. So gonna chop it up with my shears. Shing. I gotta make the sound effects because no one here has figured out how to do the sound effects yet. So until then, I gotta make my own sound effects. Get these hot dogs out of the package, and this is gonna be super simple. We are going to cook them in the microwave. Just stick them in there and won't take very long at all before we have hot dogs. Maybe some people don't know, but a hot dog's already cured. Pretty much just needs to be heated and you're good to go. Actually, this one says uncured, so maybe not. Well, we won't die, I don't think. But if we do, it won't be that bad because we'll be dying eating hot dogs, right? And these are these are kind of fancy hot dogs, but you don't need to be fancy. I'm gonna give these things a chop-a-roo because, I don't wanna eat this way and get a bunch of hay nows. So I'm gonna chop it up. Just gonna chop it up. Bam, bam, bam. Your nutrition does not have to be complicated. Every single meal that I eat, I enjoy. I like the flavor of them. I happen to like hot dogs. Maybe some people don't like them, but I dig them. And I'm gonna throw some cheese, some ketchup, some mustard on these, and these are gonna be delicious. But whatever diet it is that you're following, whatever you're trying to adhere to, if you find that you continually have a lot of difficulty with the diet, then there's a couple things going on. Number one, it could be that you're not used to dieting, you're not used to the discipline of it, and that's okay. You'll probably mess up many times. You'll probably cheat on your diet many times, but the main thing is just to figure out a way to get back to it. However, if you have messed up a lot of times, then you probably selected something that's not for you, and that's okay. Then you move on to another diet. Maybe you tried a really low carb diet and you don't like it. Maybe you tried a diet that's low in fat and maybe that style didn't work well for you. So we're gonna heat these up, we're gonna microwave them, and it's just super important that you find a diet that you can adhere to. You get into a lifestyle that you can actually manage. Bing. About 3 minutes or so as it's heating up. Just gonna tell you guys some of the main things with my diet, some of the main things with my nutrition that have really helped me, and I think these are gonna be some things that are really gonna help you. Number one is I work on trying to move a lot throughout the day. It's rare for me to sit down during the day. For me, luckily, I don't work in a environment where I have to sit down at a computer for long periods of time. I know many people do have desk jobs, or many people are tied to their computer, tied to their desk, tied to sitting down. However, you can have a laptop and you can take that laptop and you could go outside and you could sit under a tree. You could take the laptop and put it in an area where you can stand up. You can maybe look into getting a stand-up desk. You can set an alarm on your phone that gets you to move every 30 minutes, every 15 minutes or so. I really do think it's really important for us to stay youthful and for us to not get too far out of shape and too distant from our fitness. I think it's important that people stay tethered to their fitness, tethered to their athleticism. Imagine having some of the athleticism that you had as a child when you're in your mid-30s, when you're in your mid-40s, when you're in your mid-50s, that you still have some of the athleticism you had when you were 11 or 15 or 18, or whenever you think your prime or peak was. You can have access to it because there's many, many people that do have access to it. So how do you start to get that back? Well, I think it starts in the kitchen, and that's the whole reason why we have Smelly's Kitchen. You can exercise as much as you want, but exercising only makes up about 10% of your calories. So it's what you do throughout the rest of the day that is the bulk of everything. So that's kind of a rule for me, is to just never do nothing. Anytime there's opportunity to do something, even if it's just relaxing, then that's fine. But that goes into a category of you're taking a moment to relax, to sit down, to unwind. Those things are totally fine and they're necessary for our mental health as well as our physical health. The main thing I'm doing with my nutrition is I just eat a lot of protein. So I always try to continue to figure out ways of moving. A lot of times that's represented in a lot of walking. I also am a gym rat, so I like to spend a lot of time in the gym. I understand that some people don't, but on top of walking, unfortunately, we do need something a little bit more rigorous than just walking. You'll have to find something that you like, that you dig, that you can do often, or at least occasionally, a couple times a month, whether it's a trail walk or whether it's riding a bike, playing a pickup game of basketball, whatever it is, you want to find a couple things that you do that are over, gonna get your heart rate over 100. I think too many people go through way too many days and way too many weeks and probably even months without their heart rate even going over 100. And if it does go over 100, it's because they went up a flight of stairs where your heart rate shouldn't be panicking at that point. It shouldn't be that difficult to walk up a hill or to walk up a flight of stairs. It's super important though that you do test some of this out and that you do this occasionally just so that you don't lose your fitness levels. Let's check on those hot dogs, huh? Talking about fitness and talking about hot dogs. You ain't gonna get that anywhere else except for Smelly's Kitchen. So the hot dogs look good. They are hot. I'm gonna dump a little bit of cheese on them. If I want the cheese to get melted in there, I'll just pop it back in the microwave again. For me, if I was eating this at home, I would just go just like this with a little bit of mustard. And I'm not much of a ketchup person in terms of hot dogs. What are you? Are you ketchup or mustard person for your hot dog? And voila, we have Smelly's Kitchen hot dogs. Super simple, that was really easy. I've actually done this when my wife and I have gone to some places that just have a microwave. So you don't always need a full kitchen to be able to eat something that is nutritious. Now I know people are like, it's a hot dog. But the reason why I choose the Piedmontese hot dogs is that these are just steak tips. So this is beef. This is a beef hot dog. It's not some sort of weird contraption of bastardized meat. And I like them and I eat them often and it's working for me. On your old hats. I think you guys got to stay where you're at and just watch me quickly finish off the rest of these dogs. Just kidding. Strength is never a weakness. Weakness is never a strength. Catch you guys later.